the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, and of course the PC. Now what do all these three have in common? That they can output at 4K 120Hz. The only problem is that most monitors out there lack that HDMI 2.1 support that all these consoles need. So most of us console gamers are left with 4K 60Hz for our 4K TVs, which isn't a bad thing by all means. But again, the problem here is most of these TVs and monitors will be very expensive. Take the LG C1 TV for instance. It's 4K, it has OLED, and it can output 120Hz, but it's super expensive. And on top of that, if you already own a 4K TV, is it worth the upgrade? And not to mention investing in the space to house that 48-inch TV. So when ASUS reached out to us and asked if we would like to review their newest large-size gaming monitor, of course I had to say, why the hell not? So boy am I excited to show you this gaming display. You guys know what to do. Roll the thing. This video is brought to you by Secret Lab. Now here at Geek Culture, we do love our Secret Lab chairs. We use it for work, we use it for gaming, and pretty much everything that we do. What we like about the chairs is that Secret Lab offers different sizes from the Omega to the Titan and the Titan XL. You can also customize the material with Prime 2.0 PU leather and their super plush fabric soft weave. Not only that, they've got designs of all your favorite esports teams and special editions themed after League of Legends, World of Warcraft, DC, Batman, and even Game of Thrones. So there's definitely a chair for you, so do check out Secret Lab, link in the description below. What's up everybody, Zaki here from Geek Culture, bringing you another fantastic video. This time we'll be showing you this bad boy. This is the ASUS ROG Strix XG43UQ. Very long-winded, not sure what's up with tech these days, but there it is. It's a large size gaming display, as you can tell. It's 40... When sleep, that's how you wake things up. It's a large size gaming display, and you're probably wondering to yourself, boy Zaki, that's huge. And as a matter of fact, it is. I mean, ASUS dubs this as the large size gaming display, but it's a small TV. Nah, it's still a gaming display, but it is still TV. With a display this huge, it took two of our humble colleagues to actually prop this up on the table. Just so you know, you need two people to help you install this. As long as you get it out of the box proper on the table, you're pretty much good to go. And since we're talking about the unboxing process, we might as well let you know what's in the box. Of course, you got the display. You do have a remote control. Batteries does not come included, and it takes two AAA batteries. On top of that, you do get some extra cables. This includes the USB-A to USB-B cable, which helps to get extended support with the USB ports at the back. You also do get a high-speed HDMI cable, 2.1 of course. You can connect it to either your computer or to your PlayStation 5 or Xbox Series X, as well as a DisplayPort 1.4 cable, and of course an Aura Sync logo projector that you can mount on the back of your monitor, so you can have a nice little ROG logo that you can put in RGB, but we'll talk about that later. Of course, you do get the power brick and a slew of power adapters depending on your region. As far as documentation goes, you got your quick installation guide, you got your warranty card, you got your ROG stickers, if you're a fan of that. And this is pretty neat, you do get a calibration report from the manufacturers themselves. You know, it kind of tells you how good this monitor is in terms of like color accuracy and stuff like that. I won't get into detail about it, but if you do want to take a look, I'm just gonna pop it in the screen right now. Feel free to pause that, and yeah. So with that out of the way, let's go into the design and build. Now this is a 43-inch display. It's huge and it's pretty hefty too. And for someone who has gone from a 27-inch monitor to a 43-inch monitor, I mean, this takes the cake for scale. And with a 60-inch table, it takes up 80% of the length of the table already. Now, if you want to have a second monitor, might not be feasible because a 43-inch large display is pretty overwhelming by itself. Now, it doesn't come with VESA mounts, so you have to use it on the stand itself. You could find ways to mount it on a wall or have a desk arm mounted on it, but from what we know, ASUS doesn't provide a solution for you, so bear that in mind. Now, don't expect slim bezels just like a TV would. I mean, there are some bezels, but I'm not too perturbed by it. Ooh, perturb, what a fancy word. Yeah, not much going on in front of the monitor. Of course, you got the nice ROG logo here. I really do love the stands. One thing about the stands is, first of all, it's minimal. Yeah, it's a nice unique design. It's made out of solid metal, and at the bottom you have nice rubberized circular feet that prevents you from scratching your table. And we have a wood finish on top of this table. It does already have a few scratches, kind of eliminates the scratching on the table. Nobody likes that, nobody wants that. Now this display stand comes with a -5 degree to 10 degree tilt. There's no swivel action here. For me personally, this works fine, but if you have an L-shaped table and you kind of want to need some swivel action to just reposition how you want your display to be, you know, it might not be the monitor for you, so do take note of that as well. So moving on to the back of the display, this is where it gets interesting. Now, of course, in ROG fashion, this is fully decked out in white with some futuristic little textures that make it pretty awesome. Now, of course, this chassis is made out of plastic, and that's to just keep things a little bit lighter for you to carry. Now, you get a lot of very cool, interesting textures here with the vents being in a little futuristic design. You've got a very big ROG logo motif over here and a few ventilation points as well. Now, if I push this to the side a little bit, very risky, okay, gonna give ASUS a little bit of a heart attack there. Now, of course, you can see a little bit more on the display stand over here. Solid metal, 2 screws on each side. It goes into the back panel, and this is ready to take on World War III. All right, this is pretty much indestructible in terms of design and build. Now, on the left side of the back panel here, this is where you will find your connectivity ports. Now, there's 2 zones, as I would call it. The first zone, let's call it zone B, is where you'll find the audio line-in, your headphone jack, 2 USB 3.0 ports, a USB-B port. On top of that, you get 2 HDMI 2.0 ports on the side here as well. Now, if you look closely, you can pry this out, and in zone A, you do get your HDMI 2.1 ports, you get the DisplayPort 1.4, you get the Aura Sync projector thing that I'll show you later, and of course your power adapter port. What I love about it is that ASUS has really thought about the design and how you connect your cables. So in that sense, you can have cables running into here, down through this canal, and then you have cable management clips at the side here to just keep things very neat. Because they know that you're gonna mount this probably on your desk, you might not be facing a wall, people are gonna see the back of this monitor. So to keep things very neat, all you need to do is to just, you know, and it's all neat. Now at the side here, you get 4 neat buttons and a little joystick with the 4 buttons in a very cool design aesthetic to it. And I think it also helps with ergonomics because it alternates in different directions, and on top of that, it also has some texture to it, so you can kind of feel if you're reaching out the back, you know, like what button is what. And a mini joystick helps you out with navigation and control over there. You don't necessarily have to reach at the back because you do get a remote control, and a remote control is good enough for what you need to do. Power, you can change the source, you can navigate through the dials here, cancel button, quick shortcuts, and the volume. Now, what I wish they had implemented into this control is just a mute button. Here at the office, we need to communicate, and I mean, this monitor can be pretty loud, so having a nice mute button for a shortcut would be good, especially when you're gaming on a console. So, one thing to note, ASUS. Alright, now with that being said, what I have here is the Aura Sync projector, and you know, you can't really do much with this. I thought it was a webcam at first, by the way, and what it does is that it has a mounting point at the back of the monitor right here, and it will just project down the ASUS logo in any of your RGB colors that you like, or you can cycle through them if you want to anyway. This is like the most... Now, I don't want to slam ASUS, but honestly, what were they thinking? First of all, the projection ain't that great. It does not do much for me, and even though this monitor is Aura Sync capable, that's the only RGB thing you're gonna get out of it. Now, if it was like the ASUS PG34, if I'm not wrong, where the motif here was RGB, hey, like that would have made sense. But this, you know, just keep it aside, man. ASUS, come on, man. I think you guys could do way better. So when it comes to PC performance, I mean, I've really got no complaints here. When it comes to reading off text, watching movies, video editing, Photoshop, it does it and it does it well. Now, of course, when it comes to text, when you start scrolling, it does have a little bit of that ghosting, which fuzzes the eyes a little bit. You know, I didn't have too much expectations when it comes to a VA panel. This is a gaming display. You know, of course, I wish this was an IPS display just for that color accuracy and that vibrancy you really want to get when it comes to video editing and Photoshop. But other than that, it works. Now, if there's one thing to nitpick about is the on-screen display menu. The thing is, when it comes to PC, whether it's DisplayPort and HDMI 2.1, is that most of the features here seems like it's more catered to the consoles instead. When we come up to the on-screen display menu here, we realize that a lot of the gaming features such as overclocking, eLMB sync, game visual and shadow boost, they are grayed out. We can't select them, we can't do anything. So of that, when it comes to the image and color settings, if we were to customize it, you don't have a lot of options there either. In terms of image, we can change the HDR max brightness, the HDR and the dynamic dimming. You can't change anything about the color, which for designers and video editors like myself, changing the color and to redo the calibration to our lighting settings would help a lot, and this is not available. It is kind of sad. Other than that, ain't much. Would I like to see more customization on that? Of course I would. But going into gaming on this monitor, it works really, really well. Any game you want to put into this monitor, it's going to run well. Other than that though, I really got nothing to complain about. There really isn't much to complain when it comes to the game quality, because that all depends on your settings anyway. But this display, when gaming at HDR and HDR 1000 is really something else. This monitor can do it. Now the cool thing is, because this is a gaming monitor, ASUS has given you some unique tools to help you amplify your gaming experience. It's also known as Game Plus. And the cool and unique thing about it is that it allows you to actually have a few things: crosshair, timer, your FPS counter, display alignment and sniper mode. Unfortunately, sniper mode is only available when you're playing on a console. Kind of sucks, but essentially what sniper mode does is that it gives you a little bit of a box in the center of the screen that magnifies, and you can actually change the magnification anyway. It's pretty cool because it really helps a lot, and when you're playing Battlefield as a sniper, it just gives you a little bit more zoom, you know, zoom. My favorite one, obviously, it's a little bit of a cheat. I mean, you won't get this when you're playing like competitively. You'll probably be banned, but here at Game Plus, you have a crosshair mode, which you can add either a red dot, green dot, or just different types of crosshairs, especially when you play a lot of games that don't have crosshairs in them. Maybe if you play hardcore on Call of Duty or Escape from Tarkov. Oh man, I love this so much. Now, as far as console gaming, which is the main priority for this display here, it runs well at 120 Hz. We're talking about games such as Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Gears of War, Destiny 2, Rainbow Six Siege. Those games run phenomenal, and because this monitor does have HDR 1000, it's best played with that. Superb. And speaking about superb, the audio quality is actually pretty decent as well. I mean, look, monitors generally don't come with good quality sound, but because this is technically almost a TV-like experience, the sound is pretty good. And you know, audio is good when you play it loud, and this monitor can go loud. I mean, you don't have Dolby Atmos or anything like that where you can hear everything around you. Everybody else would say we would recommend you getting a soundbar or set of headphones for that. But if you want something that is just really plug and play and just enjoy it, this set of speakers on this display would do the job fine. So final thoughts. Who is this monitor for, and is it worth the price? For its price point at 2,099 Singapore dollars, ASUS has shown that you don't need a big ass TV at exorbitant price tags to enjoy console gaming at 120Hz. If you're looking at this as an everyday monitor to do all your documentation, surf the web, watch movies, hey, this monitor is also great for doing that. In terms of color accuracy and the richness of colors, it's pretty decent for a VA panel. Now, it's not going to be OLED because that's going to be too expensive. It could have been an IPS display for that matter, just to have a little bit more richness and vibrancy from that panel. We will still start to see more monitors like this or even smaller ones with the HDMI 2.1 port being able to output it at 4K 120Hz. There's still some conflict between that because the thing is, we're not sure that every game out there or future games for that matter will have that 4K 120Hz option. And it's not really 4K as well. Talking about super sampling and things like that, I won't bore you with damn details. So definitely bang for your buck when it comes to its price point. So I would personally say that I do recommend this monitor, but what you're getting here is performance, price and quality. It's truly a hard deal to pass. So we hope you enjoyed this in-depth review. If you did, do give us a like and consider subscribing. It helps out the channel. And do leave your comments down below if you're gonna get this monitor as well. Until then, stay safe, take care, and we'll chat to you soon. See you guys.